So apparently, retarded fuck ass Jeff thinks that they have a gotcha, all because their precious ADL dropped a so-called hit piece on Mgtow, thinking they know all about the Mgtow philosophy, huh? Well, Jeff, let's take a look at the article and see if what the ADL says about Mgtow actually aligns with the actual Mgtow philosophy, in which I highly doubt it. Yeah, you want to know how I know, Jeff? I read the article and I see so many flaws, contradictions, and slander. That's right, retarded fuck ass Jeff. Before you get the hand clapping, let's take a look at the article, shall we? Okay, let's take a look at the article from the ADL, shall we? Part of the ADL Center of Extremism's coverage of misogynist manosphere and its subcultures, each of which impacts women's experience of safety and equality online and offline. Now let's put emphasis on safety and equity. Men going their own way, Mgtow is a distinct faction of the manosphere. The broad set of male supremacists, anti-feminist, misogynist, and sometimes violent extremist movements that exist largely online. Last time I checked, Mgtow is a philosophy. Why do these fucking retards constantly want to say Mgtow is a movement? That exists largely online. The Mgtow movement. Wow, I'm not even halfway in this hit piece, and they already fucking up by calling Mgtow a movement when it's a philosophy. Jeez, how many times we gotta tell these retards this shit? Oh boy. Mgtow movement began online in the early 2000s when bloggers drafted manifestos outlining their desire for men to separate themselves from women from a single gender society, form a single gender society. Well, first off, time to debunk. Mgtow did not begin in the early 2000s ADL. In fact, you're not even close to it. And before y'all come from my head, you're talking to a fucking Mgtow that knows when Mgtow was established. And it's not the early 2000s like you think. Just getting that out the way. And you claim that bloggers drafted manifestos outlining their desire for men to separate themselves from women and form a single gender society. Where are those manifestos? And why is those manifestos a secret? No, ADL. We ain't gonna go by word of mouth. Either show us your evidence that this happened in the early 2000s, and where are these manifestos at, rather than running your mouth on it. Mgtows isolate themselves from all women, as well as anyone who advocates for or defends feminism. The primary threat posed by Mgtows comes from their dangerous and disingenuous anti-feminist rhetoric, including lies about the nature and consequences of feminism. How is it a lie? And yes, Mgtow brothers, as I read further into this article, the ADL is going to expose themselves for being biased. That's right. The ADL labels Mgtows as extremists and terrorists because they have a bias. They have a bias. They're pro-feminist. They're pro-feminism, by the way, in case I didn't say that. Now they claim that, oh, we lying about the nature and consequences of feminism, the reality of discrimination faced by women, and the impact of cultural feminism on men, but they do not go into detail. And what did the Mgtows lie about when it comes to feminism, ADL? You cannot, you for some reason, you cannot explain the lies. What are the Mgtows lying about? Well, the Mgtows lying about feminism, especially when the feminists let their shit be known to the public. So no, just by you, ADL, claiming that Mgtow is lying about this, that, and the third is not enough. It's not enough. And it's clear to see that the ADL is pro-feminist. This is the reason why they have a bias. Now let's continue on reading. The vit, the vit, the vitriol, the vitriolic and separatist position reinforces men's existing misogynist beliefs, which contributes to existing cultures of misogyny and jeopardizes women's safety. Really? Really? Is that true? So, according to the retarded ADL, Mgtow, men who want to go their own way jeopardizes women's safety? Excuse me. In the words of the late great Rudy Ray Moore, aka Dolomite, bitch, is you for real? So, according to the ADL, if a man wants to go their own way, they're jeopardizing women's safety, huh? I'm sorry, make that retarded fuck ass logic make sense here. For decades, social scientists have studied the ways in which deviant subcultures respond to changes in social norms. One of the most popular frameworks used to elevate and characterize subcultures is Robert Merton's typology of deviance, first published in 1938. We recognize separatist movements like Mgtow as a deviant response by a subculture whose values fundamentally incompatible in the central existing culture. So, so their only way to understand Mgtow is a piece of ancient technology that's damn near a century old. And how accurate is this technology when it comes to Mgtow? Obviously not accurate enough. So let's continue on. Core beliefs of the Mgtow movement philosophy, you fucking retards. Not movement, philosophy. The core tenets of the Mgtow subculture have been popular subject of study for social scientists since their emergence into the public consciousness in the mid 2010s. Now, I just pointed out another flaw. Last time I checked, Mgtow Mgtow wasn't publicly known until 2015. And believe me, I should know. Around the 2010s, no one even knew what Mgtow was about. And if no one knew anything about Mgtow during 2010, then how can any study be performed? Especially when nobody nobody even noticed Mgtow until 5 years later. Jeez, ADL, your findings in your research is completely flawed here. Scholars like Sean Van Vikenberg have focused their research careers on all elements of the manosphere, including Mgtow's, whereas other teams of researchers, such as the team led by Scott Wright, focused their efforts exclusively on understanding the Mgtow phenomenon, in which the Mgtow philosophy is not rocket science, by the way. Their findings and those of scholars like them are summarized below. Mgtow believes modern Western society has been corrupted by feminism. Mgtow especially blamed third-wave feminism, which is characterized by its attention to the intersectionality of misogyny, sex, and body positivity, and is focused on redefining traditional gender roles for both men and women. Define redefining. Mgtow argued that feminism ensures that men are either actively subjected to or at serious risk of discrimination because modern society is too focused on women versus men. Their proof is what they term double standards evident in the workplace, legal rulings, and dating. And right now, I'm reading this, and I'm still trying to find how is Mgtow terrorist, extremist, or even a threat to society. Mgtows perceive all people and cultures as feminists until proven otherwise. Their separatist behavior stems from a paranoid defensive posture in which everyone who isn't with them is against them, and everyone who is against them poses a direct threat. And what is this threat? Come on, ADL. It's time for y'all to explain this shit to us MGTOWs here. Because apparently the third bullet point is a fear-mongering tactic. So us MGTOWs perceive people and cultures as feminist until proven otherwise? How? How exactly? Because the ADL sound like we don't know, us MGTOWs don't know what is feminist and what is not. Their separatist behaviors stem from a paranoid defensive posture in which everyone who isn't with them is against them, and everyone who is against them poses a direct threat. What is the threat? And furthermore, this is fear-mongering. No, ADL. This is what you want people to perceive Mgtow as, versus what Mgtow is actually about. Us MGTOWs want to be left alone. Us MGTOWs want to do our own thing. And what is this? And what the fuck is this? Oh, if you're not with us, you're against us mentality. We do not have that mentality, ADL. If you're with us, that's cool. If not, oh well, do your own thing. By the way how this retarded fuck shit sounds, it sounds like the ADL believes that MGTOWs is pulling guns to everybody's head, forcing them to join. If not, they're done. This is how the ADL believes what Mgtow is about versus what us Mgtows actually believe. And yes, everybody has everybody has that option, whether or not they want to be a Mgtow. If they want to be a Mgtow, that's cool. If not, oh well, do your thing. Do your thing. Mgtow is not the army. Mgtow is not the Boy Scouts. Us Mgtows don't even go our own way to recruit people. It's all about whether or not the person in particular wants to be part. I know. And how many of y'all saw the movie Men in Black, right? Did Tommy Lee Jones' character push Will Smith to become part of Men in Black, or did he give him the option to? And what did Will Smith chose? Exactly. Damn, the ADL would say anything and everything they can to try to make the Mgtow philosophy into this extremist terrorist groups with no proof, no evidence, nothing to back it up. Stages and degrees of separatism. Individuals may adopt the Mgtow ideology. First, they screwed up, claiming that Mgtow is a movement. Now notice that they double back again, and now claiming that Mgtow is an ideology. In which the ADL is wrong on both ends. It's not a movement, nor is it an ideology. It's a philosophy. Come on, ADL, get it right. But just by the fact that the ADL now calls Mgtow an ideology, clearly shows that the ADL don't know shit about Mgtow at all, let alone tell people what they need to know. Individuals may adopt the Mgtow ideology for any number of reasons, but 7 common precursors include being rejected by women, being subjected to perceived discrimination or unrealistic male beauty standards, and shifting culture norms. Those who embrace Mgtow culture often have increased anxiety around what they see as ever-changing rules around so-called political correctness or woke behavior, which may be reinforced when they are reprimanded, shamed, or otherwise punished for their misogynistic behaviors and or comments. And once again, the ADL proves that they don't know shit about Mgtow. First off, this so-called political correctness or woke behaviors is not just something the Mgtows talk about. Everybody talks about. So the ADL trying to pin this on Mgtow alone proves that they don't even know shit about Mgtow. In fact, what are they even talking about? It's only the Mgtows that talk about political correctness and woke culture. You got non-Mgtows talking about political correctness and woke culture, ADL. Again, I thought the Anti-Defamation League was so smart. But it seemed like they're showing everybody, including us Mgtows, that they're dumb and dumber when it comes to the Mgtow philosophy. But let's continue. Which may be reinforced when they are ashamed to pay. Yeah. Mgtow's separation ideology. Oh, so now Mgtow is a separation ideology. God damn it, you can't make this shit up. Which is it, ADL? Is it a movement, an ideology, or a separation ideology? Because apparently, even the ADL themselves don't know what the fuck Mgtow is about. It's characterized into four distinct levels. The first level, known as red pill, signifies awareness of feminist corruption without necessarily changing one's opinions or behaviors. Whoever wrote this hit piece really needs to go back, and redo their research. I can tell you this, the first level of Mgtow is not red pill. It's not red pill. Yes, Mgtow follows the teachings of red pill, but red pill is not the first level of Mgtow. Second level, referred to as the purple pill, involves rejecting relationships, cohabitation, and marriage with women while still participating in shorter term relationships. That's not what the purple pill. Okay, ADL, that's not what the purple pill means, but okay. The third level encompasses a complete rejection of all forms of social interactions with women. The final level involves complete detachment from society, including employment and all social interactions with non-Mgtows. So, ADL, if I post the levels of Mgtow for everyone to see, will your so-called levels of Mgtow match the actual levels of Mgtow? You might as well just come out and come clean now. This is the ADL's version of what Mgtow is about compared to what the actual version of Mgtow is about. God damn, so many flaws in this. Movement growth, and popularity. Mgtow groups experienced substantial growth in the early to mid 2010s, driven largely by the proliferation of memes and testimonials by members who criticized perceived feminism corruption. Again, how can the ADL have this research if Mgtow wasn't discovered by the public 5 years later? God damn, they think they know. But in actuality, they don't. And the ADL needs to admit that they don't know nothing about Mgtow, let alone give out their own version of what Mgtow is about. In 2014, prominent political commentator Milo Yiannopoulos wrote an article for Breitbart describing the behaviors associated with Mgtow's individual men retreating from society and embracing digital socialization, substance abuse, video games, and internet pornography instead of culturally accepted pastimes and pursuits. Okay, who wrote this shit? Seriously. So according to retarded fuck ass ADL, yes, I'm calling the ADL a fucking retard. So basically, first off, Milo Yiannopoulos is part of the Alphabet Group. And what would he know about Mgtow if he never even took the time to study? Especially when the ADL claiming that, us MGTOWs retreating from society to embrace digital socialization. Yes, I'm embracing digital socialization while I'm out on vacation, enjoying time with me and my family, by the way. Substance abuse, video games, and internet pornography. So according to the ADL, us MGTOWs is is resorting to substance abuse. Yeah, we hit that cocaine, we hit that heroin. Oh, we popping them ecstasy pills, those Xanax bars, those fentanyl pills, all this other retarded fuck shit. Get the fuck out of here with that. Substance abuse, yeah. Video games and internet pornography. Well, I for one don't watch pornography, so that right there is a debunk. And there are other MGTOWs as well that don't watch pornography. I guess the ADL never heard of no fap before, huh? And of course, you're going to say video games as well. Everybody plays video games. Jeez. Jeez. I feel like I'm losing brain cells reading this shit. Reading this sad and pathetic excuse of an article. But I must carry on. I must carry on for my fellow Mgtow brethren. Following the publication of the article, Google Trends data for terms like MGTOWs, men going their own way, and Sexodus shows a strong correlation between the Breitbart piece and the rise in popularity of these terms online, leading to increased visibility and popularity of the Mgtow movement. Dr. Angela Nagel 2017 book Kill All Normies, which explored the digital emergence of the alt-right, cites the Breitbart article as an example of how popular alt-right figure Yiannopoulos exposed a broad readership to a range of misogynist beliefs. Yes, my fellow MGTOWs. Apparently, whoever wrote this article is saying anything and everything they can. Boy, the ADL is that desperate to make us a terrorist extremist organization. I mean, imagine. You're a man going your own way. Want to be left alone? Enjoy your life. It somehow makes you a terrorist, an extremist. You want to commit violence and all that other retarded fuck shit. Make that make sense. Simultaneously, social scientists in the 2010s began writing about Mgtow movements such as part of a broader academic exploration into the manosphere. And again, this was all done in a year where Mgtow was even known to anyone until 5 years later. By 2020, numerous academic papers have been published on Mgtow and the manosphere, highlighting Mgtow's presence up on platforms like Reddit and as influencers on social media sites. Some of these communities and individuals were banned from these platforms, including the subreddit r/Mgtow, which was removed in 2021. And if the ADL does not also know this, the vast majority of the Mgtow philosophy actually agreed for that Mgtow subreddit to be removed. And I'll tell you why. No. Uncle JD will tell the ADL why. Because there's not a single Mgtow ever been on the subreddit. I'm a Mgtow. I've never been on the Mgtow subreddit. And the one that was in charge gave up on it years ago. Which is why the Mgtow subreddit became too radical and too out of control. In fact, when Reddit removed the Mgtow subreddit, we all stood in agreement that it should be removed. And rightfully so. But here's yet another flaw. They acted ADL and most of these other third party sites that think they know Mgtow but don't know shit about Mgtow, they think Reddit is the end all be all. Reddit lays down the ground rules that other social media sites follows. Oh no, get that out your system. Current state, despite these bans and the disappearance of many Mgtow websites and communities, a few continue to operate today, including the image board known as WizardChan, where Mgtows discuss their ideology, mental health, hobbies, and more. Mgtow brothers, I'm a bit confused here. What is this? What is this WizardChan? Does anybody know about this WizardChan? Because I'm a Mgtow and I'm confused about this site here, in which the ADL, which according to the ADL claims that us Mgtows go to talk this, that, and the third. And yes, I talked to other Mgtows in my circle. They don't know what WizardChan is. So apparently ADL is pulling shit out their asses and try to make it seem like, oh, this is what these Mgtows do. Where Mgtows discuss ideology, mental health, hobbies, and more. Again, there's no such thing as a Mgtow ideology. And isn't talking about mental health a good thing, ADL? Make that make sense. Users in these communities frequently employ misogynistic language, including the use of derogatory terms to describe women, and engage in other forms of hate, including racism and homophobia. Racism and homophobia, the ADL says. Okay, if MGTOW, if MGTOW promotes racism, if MGTOW promotes racism, then how come men from all over the globe, from each and every race and nationality, is welcome into the MGTOW philosophy, ADL? Something neither you, the SBLC, Wikipedia, or none of you other retarded fucks can explain the shit. Oh, don't tell us we're racist against our own race, huh? Fuck out of here. And the irony of it all, they want to say that we promote homophobia. Yeah, even though the MGTOW haters constantly shame us homophobically, they want to gay shame and all this other type of shit. But we're homophobic, right? Make that make sense. Influencers. While there is no singular voice representing MGTOWs on the internet, which means there are no leaders, there are no co-leaders, there ain't no leaders. So y'all could drop. So all you Mgtow haters can drop it now. Several alt-right and manosphere influencers produce content that promotes Mgtow ideology, including H. Pearl Davis, or known as just Pearly Things, 21 Studios, Sandman Mgtow, and Manosphere Podcast. And let me go ahead and stop the ADL right here. First off, just Pearly H. Pearl Davis, also known as Just Pearly Things, yeah, she talked about the Mgtow philosophy. But as far as the ADL's claims of her producing content for Mgtow, they really need to have several seats and shut the fuck up forever on this one. Because they trying to make Just Pearly Things part of the Mgtow philosophy when us Mgtow stated clearly that she's not part of the Mgtow philosophy. Now, yeah, she could talk about the Mgtow philosophy, yes, but these retarded fucks attempt to try to make Just Pearly Things a part of Mgtow. They could did that shit. As for 21 Studios, goddamn, it seems like the EDL don't know shit about what is happening. Because last time I checked, I actually made a response directly to 21 Studios. After they made a video attacking Mgtow. Oh, that's the part the ADL ain't gonna tell people. Matter of fact, out of all the people they mention, out of all the people they mention, Sandman, well, Sandman is the only one that's part of Mgtow. And no, he doesn't go by Sandman Mgtow. These creators, well, significant influence, reaching millions of viewers and shaping public perceptions of feminism and the Mgtow ideology. Now, I just read this whole hit piece article from the ADL, and there are so many flaws in this. So many that I can't even count. But yet, this is what Jeff believes is a gotcha. But here's my question to the ADL. Here's my question to the ADL here. How can the ADL tell people what Mgtow is about when the ADL itself don't know shit about what Mgtow is about? First, they claim it's a movement. Then they claim it's an ideology. Then the ADL claimed that Mgtow is a separation ideology. Then the ADL shifts back and say that it's a movement. If that ain't a clue to if that doesn't tell people that the ADL don't know shit about Mgtow, I don't know what is. When in actuality, the Mgtow is a philosophy. And yes, us Mgtows is getting real sick and tired having to constantly repeat this shit like they are part of a special ed class. Another flaw in the ADL's hit piece is that notice that the ADL clearly has a bias. No, they don't like Mgtow because the ADL is pro-feminism. And which, by the way, even the feminist movement had their extremists and their own forms of terrorism, but the ADL will look past that because they have favoritism. So it's clear to see why the ADL wants to make Mgtow into an extremist, terrorist, violent organization, even though there are no records showing that not even a single Mgtow resorted to any violent act. And the ADL did their own research. Instead of going by their own understanding, they will also realize that us Mgtows don't promote violent acts. In fact, we stand against it. Oh, bet the ADL didn't know. Bet the ADL didn't think of that, did they? Listen to my videos. Listen to other Mgtow's videos. We don't promote any violent act. The ADL came and explained to you the levels of Mgtow correct. Especially they believe the first level is red pill. The second level is purple pill, which that's not what the purple pill is about. And the third level, they all over the place. So the question goes back to Jeff. Hey, Jeff, you male femitard. You think this is a gotcha? Look how easily I destroyed your precious ADL and their hit piece article. And y'all wonder why y'all stay struggling to stop the Mgtow philosophy. How you going to stop the Mgtow philosophy? You don't even know what the Mgtow philosophy is about, but rather lean to your own understanding, your own versions, and your own definitions to what Mgtow is about versus what Mgtow is actually about. And yes, the ADL was one of the many groups, not just myself, but others called out to challenge their claims. And just like all the others, the ADL is silent. They scared to accept our invitation. They scared to defend their claims. Hell, I'll go ahead and leave a link to part 3 of Uncle JD Speaks His Mind in the comments section on that situation. But yeah, nice try, ADL. Instead of leaning on your own understanding to what Mgtow is, how about understanding what Mgtow is truly about? Instead of throwing out these hit pieces, clearly shows that y'all don't know shit about Mgtow, let alone tell people what they need to know. And as far as the people are concerned, instead of them going to the ADL and all these other dumb third-party sites, guess what they doing? They coming to us Mgtows and they asking us Mgtows what Mgtow is truly about versus what you want them to believe. Off the gate. Yeah, Jeff, try again. And I'm out this bitch. Later.